Hello everybody and welcome to a new game on the channel Orbit Industries. So yeah, we're going to start a new campaign where we're going to hopefully set up a station that's going to hopefully survive what we get it to do. So we're going to start a new mission on it and we're going to go for the second home mission, which if you've been playing the demo you won't be able to see, but you'll get to see it if you watch this channel. So let's see what we can do and let's get straight into it.
The first task of this newly established orbital station is to perform a scan of the planet from an orbital distance. As thoroughly and comprehensively as data on planet Salic 4 has been collected up until now, at a distance of 2.6 light-years, significant measurement inaccuracies are inevitable. Acquiring the data directly from orbit with a much higher resolution should close the first larger gaps in the data collection. Atmospheric data in particular is important, because terraforming is largely achieved through manipulating the atmosphere, but also because this data decides what the initial installations on the surface will have to look like.
Okay, so yeah, our job is to try and gather some more data. So first of all, I've paused the game, and I'm going to basically delete all of these current sectors. We don't get anything back from it, unfortunately, but basically I want to establish my own layout, and it's going to be an intricate layout, hopefully, but let's see what we can do. So first of all, let's get ourselves some extension modules. So this is going to be our core, so anything to do with basic power, anything basic is going to go on this in this setup core. So we're going to basically put a BOAM on each side, and we're going to try and keep everything central, and then we're going to build new layers for each new system that we want to do. So right, first of all, we're going to need power. This is going to be our power module, and we don't need to do it like this, but I kind of find it's pretty cool doing it like this. Get this little spiral effect. And we are spending a little bit more money than I want. And then on the opposite side, we're going to do the same again for our environmental controls. So same again, same spiral effect. Keep us going for a while. There we go, perfect symmetry. This set here is going to be for our habitat modules. So all I'm going to do is just basically build these little cross sections here. And then finally, we're going to have another one for our airlocks. Now our airlocks only need to, well, we could do 4 sides, but it's going to restrict building on either side of here. So we're going to just do 2 sides. But instead of just doing, which would be this here, it becomes a dead end. We could do a 5 set here, so we could use the top piece. We could really do with a 4, a cross connector, but for some reason the only cross connector they have is one with a power node underneath. I'm going to call these orange things power nodes because they basically have your powery stuff. So, you know, your environmentals, your power and stuff like that. So if I ever mention power nodes, it's these little orange nodes here that I'm actually referring to. So we're going to build a couple of them, like so. Now, if we build it like this, I can't put them side on, so we just got to bear that in mind. That we need to put them... Sorry, we have to put them side on, we can't put them lengthways. It's going to be... You'll see what I mean in a second. So we're kind of asymmetrical-ish, I guess. So right now, I'm going to get 2 power nodes. So TRB, which is tritium battery. I'm going to put 1 on either side. We're going to need a couple of environmental modules. You can see these give us a max of 14. We're then going to need some habitat modules. Again, I'm going to probably go for a couple of habitat modules to give us 70 personnel. We can remove if we've got too many, but we want to try and reduce how much we remove. We've obviously removed quite a lot, so we're using credits that we haven't earned. And then last but not least, we're just going to put down an airlock. Now, if we look at the airlock, it has a requirement. It gives out 15 capacity. And again, that side on there is that if you see, it goes a little bit wider here. I think it's like the approach vector. So we're going to tilt that so it's on its side. And that means we can put one directly next to it. If we do the same again, you'll see now I won't be able to put it the other way, because it's in the way of this one. But side on it works absolutely fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a cross connector in here for any emergency stuff. Do another B16M. Then we're going to put another cross connector. And then on these cross connectors, we're going to go and put B08Ms on each one. They're fairly cheap, so we can get away with doing this. The 2.3k. Pre-edits, as the AI will tell me. We're then going to put power nodes, like so. On each one. These are emergency power nodes. Again, they don't. I don't think they actually have a. No, they don't have an upkeep. They just have error values. And then I tilt it. There we go. I'm just going to build one side for now. And the side I'm probably going to build is more than likely this side here, because this is going to be the longer side. We're going to go ahead and put a B16M on. We're going to then place another one of our S4Ws. Now, if we do this here, it means that we're going to be building against this. Or if we rotate it, it means we're going to be building against that. This is our emergency selection, so we're not going to require much on it. It's just for any emergency stuff if we're not getting space for something. Or if I want to move something at a later date. So I'm going to go ahead and place it downward like so. Then I'm going to build a lab. Now, if you have a look, if we build a lab here, I can't place a lab directly next to it. But if I place a B08M, I can then get my second lab on there nicely, keeping it nice and compact. And then I'm going to build a third lab to get us going, like so. So that's our current station layout at the moment. I'm kind of liking it. It looks pretty cool. It looks like an actual station to me. Now I know there's some of these where they build them all around in different circles and stuff like that, and we will put some of these, I can't really, but we will place some of these on at some stage. Like I may actually build this node here like that, because what we can do is if we do this, and then do this, we actually generate a new arm that's not going to be in the way of anything above it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to actually do that now, so it reminds me that that's kind of my thought process. So let's go ahead and rotate it around. Now you may be wondering, why does the camera rotate weirdly? Remember, there is no up or down technically in space. Space is relative to whatever angle you're facing, I guess, or whatever plane you're on. But yeah, there is obviously orbits which would determine your plane, I guess. That looks kind of cool. I like the look of the station, even if that's just aesthetics. I kind of like that. We might play around with some aesthetics as well, because these don't have any requirements. They're just, well, they have error values and that's about it. But we can resolve some of these error values at a later stage. Right, is that up or is it down? Who knows? Who cares? So next thing we want to do, so this is our exterior station view, ESV. We now need to go to our ASL, which is our abstract system layout. And as you see, because I've removed all the modules, this is completely blank. If you played this game, you will have a few things in here. Let's go ahead and deploy some systems. So I like to set mine up in a certain way. So I'm going to go ahead and get my batteries. Then I'm going to place my environmental controls directly opposite my batteries. And what you'll see is these actually mar up quite nicely. We then need airlock control. And I'm going to place my airlock control to basically take two power supplies, two lines in and one line out. Like so. Oh, that's too close. Then we have our habitat modules. Again, it's going to need two lines in, but it doesn't have any line out. That should do us nicely. So we got our line that goes into here, which I'll put in now so you can see which way I'm going with it. And it goes into there. We got our power lines, which will go into here like so. And then we've got our environmental controls, which go into here. Our environmental controls also goes up into here. So basically I'm creating a main bus of wiring, basically. You can see. And we'll expand on the main bus system. You can blame things like Factorio for that kind of style, I guess. So we need the line there. So I'm going to place a little bit of space in here just for anything that I might need. And this now gives me the access to bring in my power lines. Now I'm actually going to reduce some of this. Just bring it down because I'm going to do. I think that would be better. Like so. Then that one into there like so. Then we can connect our extras. We've still got a few bits to do yet. We're on pause, so we're not worried about burning ticks away. And I'll explain that in a second. We got 2 more labs as well. So as it's paused, none of this is generating anything, so it's not going to tell me whether or not we're basically efficient. So we need a little bit of math. Right, so these require 4 lots of airlocks, and these require 4 as well. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. These give us 30 in total. They also require 22 staff, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, about 90, 100 and somewhere, 140. So we may actually be just slightly under, but we'll see how it goes. Next thing we want is a station management interface. So now we've got everything set up, we now need to start making some credits. And as you can see, we've got 3 labs, and I know that because we got the life-saving vaccines that I wanted to do. For a single, you make 220 credits. However, when you use multiples, it doesn't double necessarily. See, that would be 440. It doubles and some, and generally reduces the ticks. So if we was to do that, we'd earn 440 in 22 turns, or ticks. Whereas if we did that, we'd earn 580 in 30 ticks. There's a little bit of a balance there. You can see when they use different modules as well, that's less turns, but doesn't give as many credits as that one. That is 68 turns for 680, so you can see it's usually about 10 credits per tick. So, and we've got a couple of modules that we're going to need soon as well. What I'm going to do is I want to earn some. I want to top up my credits basically. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that, and then we're going to do the 3-1 because it's 80 ticks. So we want to make sure we cover ourselves. So that's going to give me 600 to 800 credits in about 30 turns. But that one will become 3 sooner, so we can probably do another one if we wanted to. But we'll have a look into it. So let's unpause and let's see how our efficiency is looking. It'll tell us here how our efficiency is looking. You can see we're not doing anything at the moment because nothing's technically connected. We do need to actually supply this with more because I forgot that one. There we go. A little bit better. So now these are operating. We can see we're at 83% efficiency and dropping. This may balance itself out. There we go, 92%, 94%, because we're basically getting more and more staff on the station. 95% efficiency. Not too bad considering. I'd probably stick at 95% efficiency because to get that little extra, we're going to need more in terms of power. Oh, we could probably actually manage to do power. So let's go ahead and add another power node to our little stem here. Let's get that wired up. This may need more than what we have in workforce. Oh, no, we got 155 in supply. We're actually getting a little bit more. Maybe the station itself gives you extra workforce. Maybe it just gives you a little bit of a bonus. That's definitely 140. We got 175, but we only have 140 output. I am concerned. No idea where the extra staff is coming from, but I'm not going to complain. Okay, one of our missions has completed. 2 of our missions have completed, so let's give us a bit of a pause. Let's collect both of them. So we're now back up to our starting credits of 5,000. So we can now look at doing some research, which we definitely need to do. We need the radio dish so we can complete our mission, because we need a radio dish. And we need some other stuff as well. However, the radio dish also requires stuff. We're going to need water and terminals. So let's deploy the terminal. I'm going to do that one first. Then I'm going to go to my contracts and go, well, there's no 2 job, there's only the 3 job which we need to do, but there's 2 here to just keep our credits flowing. Let's start both of them. What we need to look at is what else we need. So these little symbols here relate to these symbols here. So the BCE, if you want to know what BCE is, obviously if we go to research, it's not in our research, so we may already have it. So if we go to our exterior station view, select on an available node, you can see BCE is in defense. And it is a briefing center. Now, I don't want to add it to this because this is my research layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand up. And then you can probably get away with doing it with another layer just underneath there, which is what I'm probably going to do. So if we just drop another cross connector here, then if you look, we've got the small BO8M. Our power node connector, another B16M, and then our S4W. And we'll drop it down like that so we can put it underneath. Again, if we do the BCE here, you can see we can place 1. I'm just going to place 1 for now. We're still paused, so we're not burning any credits. We're going to go to our abstracts. We're going to then go to our BCE, and it doesn't have any more input requirements than what we've already got, and it doesn't have any output. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it 3 lines away, and then all we can do is wire it up. Like so. See how the main bus is now operating? That's going to drop our efficiency down because we're going to need a lot of staff for it. Power, we're going to need some more environmental controls, so we're going to need basically 1 more of each. So we're going to put 1 power, 1 environmental, 1 airlock, and 1 habitat module. So let's put, this is our battery 1. There we go. Place our environmental 1 here. We're then going to need another airlock. I'm going to place the airlock. Now this airlock may not fit in here. It does just about fit in. Look at that. It is very, very close. That is fine. It fits, which is the important thing. And then finally, we're going to place our final habitat module in there. Now we need to wire them all up. We may need more batteries than we've got, but we'll see how it goes. Wire up the battery packs. Then we're going to need our airlock. I like it nice and organised, and our final habitat module there. Connect everything through. So, double check that everything is connected. Missing 1 there. Go. Right. Let's see how things flow, shall we? You can see our demand is being met by our supply, which is nice. We've also got some new projects, so let's pause for a second. Let's head over to our station management. We've got 3 active missions, only just started. This one takes 120 turns because it's research, they take a while. However, from our BCE, we've now got access to a couple of new ones. Now what we can do is we can do this one, which is 66 turns. It's going to finish just after, well actually might finish just at the same time as this one. That means that when this one completes and that one completes, we'll have a BCE and a lab. Which means then we can do something like recovery from dangerous environment. So, we'll do that one. Put Mars up with the other one. So, from that, you also notice that we've got a conference room up here now. So from these 2 here, 66 and 68. We'll say they're roughly the same. You're only earning 13,500 credits. Whereas if we go to this one here, you'll see it takes less turns, and we're earning just slightly less. So it's not a major deal, but it's just worth noting on. Let's continue that. We can speed it up if we so wish. I just speed it up for a second to make sure our efficiency is above 100%. No more requirement at the moment. We can expand if we wish, but remember, the more expansion we do, the more outcome we have. If we have a look at our finance overview, you see we have an upkeep. So you'll see that we need to keep the upkeep going up because at the moment we're losing credits. So we need to confirm that we're going to be able to maintain where we're at, whilst also continuing to do research as well. We're going to try and base everything off the research side of things and then pick up contracts to fill in with extra credits as we go along. So next thing we're going to do is a water synthesizer. Then we're going to have a look at the radio dish, and then from there we'll have a look at what we need from that. But that's set. Oh, we also got the cargo bay as well, which is also going to need the ADM, which is the administration center. We have one complete already. Nice. While that's complete, we could also look for another one. That's only 22 turns, so we could chuck that one in there, keep ticking over the credits, whilst the other two also complete. Right, I'm just going to pause it there. You'll notice these two are now nearly finished, which is what we were looking for, so we can either go for our research, the radio dish, or we can do another contract. If we continue doing our contracts, we'll run out of contracts. They'll make them harder and harder, so they need more requirements. So if we're above credits and we can sustain for a long period of time, then we'll look at doing the research and getting the research in sooner rather than later. The more research we do with the least amount of station systems, the better it's going to be for us, because then we'll have more station systems available when we need to make the bigger bucks. But right now we're not paying for them. So that's what we need to do. So what I'm going to do, as I say, I'm going to base everything off. So I'm not going to expand now until we've done the water synthesizer, the radio dish, and then if there's anything else that pops on that requires these two, then we'll do that. If not, we'll then move on to the administration center and we'll move forward with that. When we start struggling with contracts and money, then we'll start worrying about other things. But for this beginning episode, I think that'll do us for now. We've got our station set up and ready to go. It's a very basic station. It's already looking pretty cool. Yes, we have got 2 labs that we don't really need, but I'm liking how it looks so far. Well, let me know in the comment section if you've got any ideas, suggestions, or anything like that, or if you just got comments on the gameplay. I'm really enjoying playing this as a bit of a pastime myself, and obviously I've now brought it into the channel as well to hopefully share some of the later designs for my stations. If you want to see some specific designs or challenges or anything like that, again, leave them in the comment section below and see what we can do. And if you've got your own designs that you'd like to share, then make sure you join us on our Discord, where you can share your designs away in our section of the Discord. But until next time, everybody, take care for now, and I shall see you all next one.